Hi everyone, I'm Joanne. I'm a mountaineer. I run a travel business and my business involved in mountaineering. And I'm also a member of the Singapore Women's Everest team. I summited Everest in 2009. Currently, I'm in the travel business. I bring people to the mountains. So I bring people for an adventure. I talk about mountain climbing. So I bring people to scale mountains around Asia and in Europe as well. One of the furthest places that we go to is in South America. In general, my business involves bringing people to scale heights as well as have an experience of a lifetime. With the club, so I used to organize club activities for the club members. Because it's a club setting, so the club probably will have their own vision, what they want for their members. So my vision was bigger. I want to bring the experience to Singaporeans at large. Maybe it's time for me to move out and try on my own, and then create the opportunity for people who don't belong to any clubs can still experience adventure sports. So I stopped at O-level and then I went on to do a diploma many years later. I went into business management. Of course, it helps me with my current work, and I went into a business whereby I teach people how to climb and then bring them to the mountains to scale their own mountains, to make their own achievement. Starting from bringing people around in Singapore, and then I moved on to bring people to Malaysia. Eventually, I expand my so-called area of involvement from Southeast Asia. I move on to Asia and eventually to Europe as well as to far away in South America. My real purpose back then was to introduce adventure sports. Alright, so mountaineering is one of them. I also organize adventure races. What I like about my work is I'm able to bring people out to climb mountains. And most of the time, when people want to scale a mountain, they have a reason, they have a purpose behind. Now, this reason can be a very simple one. Some people climb mountain to reinvent themselves, searching for themselves, just to take a break from work. So I'm very happy to say that my work allows trekkers, climbers to explore themselves in a safe space. I provide a safe journey for you, a passageway for you to do whatever you hope to achieve and come back with a happy heart. When I started this business, I had no clue what the future lies. And I really don't know if I could last. And back then, being a female, it was quite a challenging situation because the sport that I'm interested in is called mountaineering. And mountaineering traditionally is a male-dominated sport. It's like a very niche area of, if you call that career, even if you want to call it career. I remember my parents weren't very fascinated with my choice of work. They always think that I'm out playing, but they didn't realize that actually I'm bringing people and then ensuring that they are safe, so that they can come home to their families. I scaled Mount Everest in 2009. That's about 11 or 12 years ago. A team of girls, actually they were part of the National University sports group. So they came out with this idea, hey, why not we form a women's team? I actually read in the papers, they went to Straits Times to call for female Singaporeans to come forward, to sign up, to try. I went in with the intention to try and see how far I can go. So I joined them, and then from a team of like 80 ladies who actually responded to the ad, and scaled down to 30 and eventually the final 20. We started meeting up to train together and formed the Women's Everest team. But out of these 20 women, of course, along the way, people change their mind. Every year we go and climb a mountain. Each climb is actually a way to evaluate our interests, also evaluate our capability, as well as to review whether it's mountaineering a sport for us. So as we climb, eventually from 20 members team, we actually shrink down to final 6 members. Four to 5 years of preparation was very intensive because we were very focused. The aim was just to scale Mount Everest. And like I mentioned, I went in with the intention of trying, right? So each time when I return from a peak, I know that, oh, I successfully climbed this mountain, so what's next? I'll just keep on going. And each time you realize that if I come back, I feel better, I feel that I'm stronger, I'm more confident, and then the mindset to change. It's no longer about trying, it's about I want to achieve it. From a personal goal, it becomes a team goal. And from a team goal, realize that so many Singaporeans were supporting us, it became a national mission. Bringing the flag up to the summit has become something that we know is going to be very important, not just for ourselves, but for the nation. Spending financially is also quite a heavy investment. Aside from having to come out from our own pocket, we also look for sponsors. Our 4 to 5 years journey also focus on how do we actually meet strangers and share with them our vision and buy them in with our ideas, and so that they can support us. I must admit, when I returned from Everest, after spending 4 to 5 years focusing on climbing Everest, right? And I had to come back to Singapore and then return to my business. I was a bit lost. For the last 5 years, we were so focused, like everything is just Everest. Eat, sleep, dream of Everest. It was really difficult. I spent 1 year not knowing really what's next. So there were days whereby we trained twice a day. We were that focused until we came back. No need to train anymore. You know, you don't need to have the routine anymore. And then that was the time whereby I felt a bit lost. I realized that this kind of feeling is very similar to anyone who actually achieved something, and then you think that you have achieved what you want, and then you suddenly drop all the way to the bottom and don't know how to climb back up. Then we realized that Mount Everest, which is the literal mountain, is just a mountain. And we have so many Everests to go to. So I replanned my journey. I readjusted using my Everest experience as well as all the challenges that we faced, right? I actually reinvent my business model. So I reinvent my business. My business, I managed to venture beyond Asia. At the end of the day, are we happy with what we are doing? And who are we doing it for? Of course, we always say we think for ourselves first, and also we think for ourselves and the people around us. I felt very happy for the last 30 years when I'm in this business. So I think being happy is important. Happy with what you're doing, and then you will do well. Even though maybe some days it's not the most desirable day or not the most desirable month or situation, but in general, I'm happy. So when I'm happy, I can tackle, I can face challenges better. So being happy is very important.